Let's talk about money, money, money. Money is not just paper. Money represents possibility, freedom, security. And for many of us, it's also the weight we carry every single day. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, you're stuck in the same place? Like you're hustling endlessly, but there's no finish line in sight. Maybe you've been there, watching your paycheck disappear before the end of every month begins. Or trying to save for the future, but feeling like the present is swallowing you all. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be this way? Because money isn't just about numbers, it is about mindset. It is about what you do with what you have and how you use it to build the life that you deserve. Imagine this: no more living paycheck to paycheck. No more sleepless nights worrying about bills. Imagine building a future where your money works for you, giving you freedom, choices, and peace of mind. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how you think, how you grow, and how you take action. Are you ready to transform your money story and start living the life that you've always imagined? So I will take you through a very easy exercise here. As a young person, when you are born and you come into this world, God, like any other businessman, he has already invested in you. And he gives you two things. One is time. Two is energy. As a young person, these are natural assets that you have. Young people, you never think of time. Young people, you never think of dying. Young people, you only think of living now. You always think that time is infinite. You never think that time will end. As a young person, you can party the whole night and still work the next day, and you only crash over the weekends. This is what God is giving you as a human being to use as your investment assets. These are what you bring into this world. But what does the world realize? The world has noticed that most young people, this being their main assets, the world wants to take this away from you. To do this, the world is stolen your focus. How do they do that? Social media. Sports. How many young people spend the whole weekend cheering the British Premier League, Manchester United, Liverpool, all those teams? Some people will take up to 12 hours a week, 12 hours a weekend just watching games. South Africa with DSTV, we feel spoiled. You'll have access to all the games, all the sports in the world, from Formula One to cricket, to rugby, to soccer, to skiing, to all those things on DSTV, boxing, MMA. You can be stuck. Most people can be cooped in that couch from Friday till Sunday night when they go back to work. But most of us always think that that is free. You are paying that with your focus. And focus simply takes away your time and energy. If you have to look at how much you pay by engaging in this kind of sports, think of it: pornography. A young man in his 20s, testosterone surging, so much energy, abundance of time, and he can access pornography on his phone. You can imagine how much time, how much resources it takes for him to entertain himself. Now, this we've been given. Now, we have to understand that these things, they have a shelf life. And you'll only realize how limited time and energy is when you get in your 40s. Majority of people won't even have that luck, because the way most people live, the way most people take care of their vessels, the human body. The way most people sleep, in their 30s, chronic fatigue is the only thing that they know. Now, mark you, to chase your dreams, to make your dreams come true, it needs energy. Energy is more important than time. Majority of people can manage their time. They can use their planners. You can have your PAs. You can block your days. You can have all these mechanisms around you to block your time. But if you don't manage your energy, unfortunately, you're not going to be successful. Energy has a consequence on every single relationship that you have in your life. It has a consequence on how you show up in the world, how you show up as a father, how you show up as a husband, how you show up as a boss, how you show up as a human being in this world. Negative energy or low energy equals to negative energy and equals reaction to life. You become a man living life simply by default. You react to everything that happens in your life. You become a victim of life. People that do not manage their energy there are people that take life casually. And if you take life casually, you'll end up being a casualty. If you go to any major hospital, they have a casualty ward. Casualty ward are where people that have gotten in strange accidents where they go for treatment. And if you do not manage your energy, it means you're taking your life casually and you're going to end up a casualty of life. So these two things, we're supposed to invest our time and energy in acquiring skills. Because you realize that we need this up to our 30s, if we're lucky. But most people, when it gets to their 20s, are finished. Now, when we get into our 40 plus, time and energy becomes limited. Now, you'll find very few people in their youth are rich. We live in a time where it is the best time to ever be alive. This is the only time you'll find an 18-year-old, a 20-year-old that will become a millionaire. We have so many rich young people now. These are people that have understood how to leverage time and energy. Now, when you get into your 40s, time becomes limited because your responsibilities have become much more. Now, you remember, as your responsibilities increase, as you get older, the demand on your time and energy increases. How does that increase? One, family. When it comes to family, it means you have to provide. You have to have shelter. You have to provide food. You have to provide school fees. You have to be a protector. You have to be a provider. And of course, you are a procreator. Whatever you procreate, you have to take care of. Secondly, here, financial responsibilities. Business, work. You are trading your life for these things in terms of time. Because if you're working from 9 to 5, it means that you are trading that part, those 8 hours of your day, 8 hours of your day, which is 8 hours of your life, you are trading it for a certain amount of money, which means that time is blocked off. It's not for you. That time has been outsourced. Somebody else is bought your time and is giving you a certain monetary value so that he can advance either his cause or he can service his customers. Time and money, time and energy equals money. Now, money is a depreciating asset. Money is a depreciating asset. If I give you 1,000 rands right now, if I give you $1,000 and you keep it under your mattress, or you keep it in your couch. In 2 years' time, in 2 months' time, in 2 weeks' time, if you try to spend that money, the value of that money will have depreciated. So it is a depreciating asset. Your energy and time, unfortunately, these things are not finite. Now remember, these are limited resources. Now you're trading limited resources to get a depreciating asset. Now most young people, when they trade this for this, and what do they buy? They buy cars. They buy clothing. They buy electronics. Now, these are depreciating liabilities. These are depreciating liabilities. If you walk into BMW now, if you walk into Mercedes-Benz, if you walk into any Range Rover showroom and you get a Range Rover Sport and you pay 1.2 million rands for that car, if you drive it out and you tell them you want your money back, it will be $1 million. You've just lost 200,000 in that 1 minute. And that's why it is a depreciating liability. And every single day that car's value does not go up. That car's value goes down. So you spend $1 million on this car, but after 5 years, that car is going to be sold in the scrapyard for 10,000 rands. Now you can see how this does not work out. It doesn't balance itself at all. You are losing. So this kind of thinking, this is what we've been taught in this society we live in. This is what school teaches us. And that's why when most people want to make more money, all they do is keep on getting more certification. Having more degrees and having more certificates does not necessarily guarantee that you're going to be monetarily or financially independent. It does not necessarily mean that you will get financial freedom. Now, let's look at people that are rich, people that are 40s plus. These people have realized that these two things they cannot play with, and they have very limited of this. So they'll do everything possible. They use this, if they planned their life properly, if they understood how life works, if they understood the wealth creation system, then they realized they invested these two resources to skill themselves. Now, by skilling themselves here, it means now, at my age, because I don't have these two things, I need to leverage. And what do I leverage here? I need to leverage my mind. I need to become creative. I need to have the young people around me that will provide these resources that I don't have. And by doing this, the minute you change how this works, then you realize that wealth is only created by changing the way you think. Wealth is created purely by your ability to create money on demand. And what do I mean by that? You have to build your mindset to a point where you come up with money purely based on what you want to do with that money and the solution you're creating for a problem that exists in the ecosystem or environment that you live in. Now, the beauty of using your creativity to create wealth is that you're not trading something that is going to be depreciating or something that is appreciating for something that is depreciating. If I use my mind, which is my creativity here, for example, there are three things all human beings will always want. They'll always want to be healthy or lose weight. They'll always want to make more money, and they'll always want to be happy. These things will never change, irrespective of how technologically advanced we become. In fact, the more technologically advanced we become, the more lazy we as human beings become. The more unhappy most of us become because we lose contact with others. And in fact, because we're naturally lazy, the less money that we have. Because if you look at where we are, the advancement that we have technologically, at this point, I can stay in my bed, in my bedroom, in my shorts, using my phone and make a living. Just imagine how great at times we live in. My father had to physically bust his back on the farm for him to be able to feed us as kids. For me to sweat, for me to break a sweat, for me to feel like I'm physically exerting myself, I have to go pay an air conditioned, in a place where it's an air conditioned, and use weights to stress myself. Do you see how blessed and how these are the best time that we've ever lived in? Using my laptop, I can curate the life that I want and be a solution to a problem of people that live in New York, people that live in London, and people that live all over the world. Life has never been easier for us to make money than it is now. But we've become lazier than our fathers. Because where we are now, you'll only make money at the level of your thinking. If you do not invest in your mind at this age, when God is invested in you, giving you time where you never think of death. And that's why when a young person dies, we all shock. But when an old person dies, it's an expectation. We expected that person to die. But when a young person dies, it scares us old people. Energy. When a young person, you ask a young person, how are you doing? And they say, I'm tired. Working 8 hours with 1 hour break in an air-conditioned office where you sit in front of a computer. You've got fridges in there, you've got coffee corners, and you claim you're tired. It's not a physical fatigue. This is mental fatigue. This is boredom. People are tired because people are bored. People are tired because life is easy. We as men, we have to make our lives easier because a man is never happy unless he overcomes something. A man is never happy unless he struggles against something and overcome it. Our lives are easy. Now, coming back here to leverage my creativity or my mind, it means at this time I have to have learned a skill. And this is where we bring in what I call skill set stacking. Skill set stacking. Traditionally, your traditional professions, doctors, accountants, pilots, those people were the people that did very well in society. But at the end of the day, somebody still had to pay them a salary. Now, if you look at the richest people in the world, the top 10 richest people in the world, we don't have any professionals there. These people, they're completely outside the professional definition of rich people. Now, skill set stacking here means that at this age, if I went to school and I got a degree, which is not a must, by the way, nowadays, but it is important. You don't go to school because of what the degree will do for you. Going to school is good for you because it makes you teachable. One thing that will make it easy for you to be able to survive in the world we're in is your ability to learn quickly. Your adaptability quotient. You need to be able, your academic quotient. You need to be able to learn quickly. You need to be able to learn quickly so that you can adapt quickly. Think of people like Uber. Uber is revolutionized completely industries. Airbnb. These are things that have revolutionized. So if you do not have the academic capability to understand change, and if you do not have adaptation, a quick adaptation to new concepts, you're going to be left behind. So skill set stacking here means whatever it is that you studied here, you have to start stacking it by learning more relevant and more skills that will make you more relevant to the needs of the more evolving, technologically advanced society that we live in. For you to make money where we are now, it means my profession for me, the only thing I'm satisfied in, the only thing that I have certificate in, is a driving license. That's one thing, if you ask me, I can show you. The rest, I've had to invest in myself. I've had to work harder than most people that have degrees. I have to work harder than most people that have tertiary education, because I know at the end of the day, when we go to the marketplace and they ask, what is your qualification? Most people will pull out their papers. But the only thing I can show is results. The marketplace doesn't really matter, doesn't care what your qualification is. All that the marketplace cares for is your outcome. Can I deliver? Yes, I can deliver. I started with what was easy for me, which is physical exercise. So I had to start with training. Then I had to stack it up studying nutrition. Then I had to stack it up studying marketing. Then I had to stack it up studying sales. Then I had to stack it up studying human psychology. Then I had to stack it up by understanding technology. Now, I'm not your typical guy that goes to school. And that's what makes me be more relevant. Right now, for me to be able to make money is in total proportion to my ability to make offers to the marketplace. Right now, whoever makes more offers wins. And if you're not making offers, somebody's still making offers to you. All of us are making offers, and all of us are receiving offers. Right now, I'm making an offer to you. Right now, you're making an offer to me by listening to me. The way I'm dressed now, somebody had to make an offer to me. Somebody had to make an offer for me to do this. So whoever makes the most offers, and whoever makes the offers that resonate with the customer's problems and places his offers the solution, wins where we are right now. So we have to change the system that we're going to use to make money. We as black people, we're still very much stuck on going to school, getting as much certificates or degrees that we can, and working for the big international multi-corporation, being paid a big salary, retiring when you're 55 and dying. That is the old way of thinking. We need to learn to make money now, and we need to learn to make money when we still have time and energy. To do what? To enjoy it. And to do that means we totally have to do a proper mindset overhaul. We can't keep on changing, living in the old way of thinking in the way we live now. Every time I wake up in the morning or every second day, my phone, my laptop is constantly asking me to upgrade the software. And it is telling me to upgrade the software so that it can be more faster, more efficient, and more relevant with whatever is happening around me. You as a man, you as a woman, you as a human being, you are biological software. So you cannot be stuck in an old mindset, trying to make a living using the old means, the way our fathers used to go paying for food using time and energy, and expect to make it in this time. Which of this point do you resonate with? How are you making your money? And what is your definition of money? And which system do you subscribe to? I would love to know. Share that with me in the comment section. God bless and take care of yourself.